Hello, welcome back, student. Today we are going to see the next topic in the JavaScript module. Okay, in the previous lecture, we completed JavaScript display possibilities and we started the jQuery. What is the jQuery and what is the introduction? Okay, and we saw the syntax also for the jQuery, and we saw the jQuery libraries and web use jQuery, where we can use the jQuery and who are the person, means which companies are using the jQuery. That also we saw in the lecture. If you did not watch the video, go and watch the video. Okay, so here in the main objective of this jQuery is it has 6 points. First one is introduction to Java jQuery. Okay, and second one is jQuery syntax. Next is selectors, and next one is jQuery event method, how the event method you can apply. And the fifth one is HTML manipulation, whatever the HTML codes are there that you can manipulate with the help of jQuery. And the last one is you can give the effects to the website or any other object or any element in the HTML, can give the effects. So here in the previous class we completed this and this, and today we are going to complete this today. Okay, and the rest of the things we will complete the coming classes. Okay, that we will complete in coming classes. So today we are going to see this one, selectors. There are different selectors are there in the jQuery that you can select from the HTML. Okay, so today we are going to learn only this selector. Okay, so the first one is the element selector, second one is ID selector, third one is the class selector, and there are so many selectors are there, jQuery selectors, that I will show you, and I will show you the example for the element, ID and the class. These are the important, and these are the most of the time we use this. Okay, and apart from this there are so many jQuery selectors are there that also I will show you in the today's lecture. Okay, let's start the element selector. What is element selector? First, jQuery selector are one of the most important part of a jQuery library. Okay, what is this? This is very important part, jQuery selector. So one of the most important, because when you are applying anything to the HTML code, you must have selector. Okay, so jQuery selector allow you to select and manipulate HTML element. What jQuery will do, it will allow you to manipulate the HTML element. Okay, now what is element? The jQuery element selector selects element based on the element name. You can select. You can select all p element on a page like this. Okay, like in the HTML code you use number of time the p tag, paragraph tag. Okay, paragraph type. So in the whole website, how many places did you use this p tag? You can apply the all the tag in the HTML code. Okay, this is a element. Whatever you are going to write inside this, that is called element. Clear? So this is about the jQuery selector. What is jQuery selector? the jQuery selector, we have a element selector. The help of element selector, whatever the element, like pp, you are using here p tag. In place of that, you can use h1 tag also. Okay, so you can use like h2 tag also. Here you can use a tag also. Any tag you can use. So wherever you use this tag in your program, in your code, there it will be display. Whatever the operation you will going to perform with the help of jQuery, that we will reflect in your website, whatever the tag do you select. Clear? So this is element selector. So let's take the example. When a user click on a button, all key element will be hidden. So what kind of code I am writing? Like whenever I am clicking on the button, some button, so all the p tag, whatever the p tag is available in our website, that will be disabled, means that will be hidden, that will be hide. This is our thing to do now. So what is that example? Dollar document dot ready. Okay, this is a default function. We saw this in the syntax and function, whatever the function. Okay, so what the function I am giving here? Dollar button name means button dot click. Whenever the click, you are applying the click, that function, when what the function should be apply, whenever I am clicking the button, whenever I am clicking the button, the element should be hidden. So what I am writing? Dollar p dot hide. Okay, dollar p dot hide. So what is this p? P is selector. P is selector, and this hide is a action, and this is a function. Okay, this is a function. Okay, everywhere, like this is a selector, this is a action, this is a selector, because I am selecting the button, and this is a action. Okay, and that should be closed. This flower bracket is closing this one. Okay, and this is closing this. Here we are opening, and here opening, this is closing here, and this is closing here. Okay, so this is a simple code. Just you need to write this code in HTML, then you will get the result. Okay, don't worry, I will show you how to use the jQuery also in your HTML program. I will show full procedure. So this is the first one, is element selector. What is the second one? ID selector. What is this ID selector? The jQuery ID selector use the ID attribute of an HTML tag to find a specific element. Okay, like what we were doing in the previous one, we are applying to all, but I don't want to apply to all. Like you can use the ID example. Previous one we were using for the P only. Like if I want to use the same action or jQuery code to A also, so that will be difficult with the help of element selector, and I want some of the A and some of the P only. So what we need to do, in the P tag you need to give the ID. ID is equals to test example. Okay, when we give this, so wherever, and I am using another P without ID, without id is equals to test. And so this code, whenever I am selecting the id selector, it will be applied to this p id selector, and it is not applying to this p. So some of the p you don't want to apply the jQuery, so at that time you can use the id selector. Okay, next, an id should be unique within a page. So you should use the id selector when you want to find a single unique element. Single unique element. Okay. So if you use id test, if you use somewhere else, then same code will apply to other also. So that should be unique. Wherever do you want to apply the same code to apply the test, the same code will apply to others also. So that should be to find an element with a specific id. When a hash character followed by the id of the HTML tag, that is $hash test. This is my id selector. Okay, what we did in the element selector, dollar we select p. Okay, so this is a selector, and here also we are using the selector, but here id selector, and this is a element selector. See the example. So what we are doing here now, the same problem but using the id. When a user click a button, the element with id will be hidden. Okay, which element has the test id, that should be hide. So dollar document dot ready function, we are making ready the function. Okay, and dollar button, we are applying the function to the button. Dot click, whenever the click event will happen on that button. So what function should be performed? That wherever the hash test, means wherever the id test is there, that should be hide. So here also same thing. This is, what is this? A selector. Okay, this is a selector and this is a action. Okay, so here also the same thing, but the simple difference is here we are not taking the element, we are taking the id. Okay, so two things we completed till now. First one is a element selector, second one is a id selector. Now we'll move to the third one, class selector. The jQuery dot class selector finds element with a specific class. It will perform the same like id, but the class selector is represent as dot and id will represent as hash. To find element with a specific class, write a period character followed by the name of the class, dollar dot test. Okay, dot test. So how to write the code for this? Simple thing. Okay, what is that? Same problem. Whenever I am clicking, wherever the class test, that should be hidden. Same thing, we are making ready the function. Then after that, where we are applying this, we are applying to button dot click function. Whenever the click function is happened, what should be what should happen? Dot test. Wherever the class test is there, dot test dot hide. So wherever we use the class is dot test, that should be dot hide. So this is the same thing, but the simple change here is this. So wherever the selector, whatever the selector you are using, that selector you need to use here. Okay? That selector you need to use here, and whatever the operation you want to perform, hide, okay, action, hide, and you can show, dot show also you can write. Okay, so whatever the action do you want to perform, that you can perform here. So these are the three are there. Now the next jQuery selector, you try this in place of selector, where in place of this selector, wherever whatever you are writing, in place of that you need to write the star. If you click star, you write star, what will happen? Select all element, whatever the elements are there, all element means P, A, body, H1, whatever the tag you use in the website, that will be apply the jQuery function. Select $this. $this means current HTML tag. $p dot intro. So wherever the intro, dot means class, p means paragraph, means element dot class. So whatever, wherever the class you will find intro, at that place you need to perform some operation. P colon first. Select the first p element, means you in the program, in the coding, you use the different p's, okay, like 15 paragraphs, 16 paragraphs. So what does it mean? It means is select the first paragraph only. ULLI first means unordered list and list, that is select the first li element of the first well. From the UL, select the first one. UL li first child. So you can make the selector as per the your requirement. What do you want to perform the operation on the website? Okay. Select the first li element of every UL. You write the first, then it will be a first UL, first child, every UL first element. href. Reference. Select all element with an href attribute. If you use the href attribute in the program, then it will be applied to all. Dollar a is used for the anchor tag, and this will be apply blank. So wherever you use the anchor tag, that will be apply the jQuery syntax, jQuery operation, and it will get the answer. Here a target not equal to blank. So wherever the not equal, you can apply the equal to or not equal to. Just simple a symbol is exclamation mark, that is not equal to blank. You can give operation. Colon button. Select all button element and input element of type button. If you want to select all the buttons in the HTML tag. TR, table row, even, means need to select all the even table row elements. TR, odd, select all or table row elements. So these are the jQuery selectors. You can apply this and you can get the result. Okay, I will show you. I will download the file, jQuery file from the internet, and how to store in the system and how to execute the program. That I will show you the next class. Okay, so what we have completed is jQuery, introduction to jQuery and jQuery syntax, and today we completed the selector, jQuery event method, and HTML manipulation and effect. This we will going to see in the coming classes. Okay, in the next class we will see the practical part of the selector, that is nothing but tomorrow on Sunday. We will see, and we will complete that in the next class. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you in the next class.